I think the comment section has quite refreshing comments like these, and I would welcome more of them because they allow us to understand more about the problem, and they might also pique the interest of local researchers to help us perhaps understand this question that has been brought up. Could the culture of nutrition in Mombasa be contributing to the uptake of substance use disorders? Is it possible that the food that people eat in the coast is contributing to the manner in which people make decisions on how to deal with their perhaps psychological problems? So I'll just read it. Coastal food breakfast, mahamri, kaimati, chapati, tea with sugar, lunchtime pilau, sakumi, viazi, bajia, dinner, bread with tea. All these are carbohydrates and sugar, which give zero nutrition. Well, I would disagree with the part about zero nutrition because we do need carbohydrates on a day-to-day basis. We need the energy that we get from carbohydrates to be able to even think, to be able to work, to walk. And so we do need carbohydrates. And I like the question because then it's making us ask ourselves, what could be the risk factors? What could be the things that we're doing culturally that could be promoting the way that our behaviors towards substance use disorders or our behaviors towards addiction or addictive disorders? And so here we're looking at starch. Is it possible that because our nutrition in the coast is largely or mainly made up of carbohydrates, and so now we go and look at what we call the mind-gut system, that whatever we put in our gut system can determine the way our mind works, can determine the way our thoughts are, can determine the way we feel and the way we behave. So is it possible that the carbohydrates that we're eating, without including perhaps vegetables, greens, fruits, is it possible that just only having carbohydrates in our gut system on a day-to-day basis over a long period of time influences our decision-making capacities, the way that we respond to perhaps negative life events? Because one of the hypotheses of substance use disorders is that we're seeking pleasure at very high levels, and that's why we use drugs. We can gain pleasure from, let's say, physical activities, but the level of pleasure that we're going to gain from, let's say, exercising at the gym is about here, but the pleasure that you're going to get after maybe sniffing heroin is probably there. And so is it possible that the food that we put in our gut system is promoting the manner in which people in the coast or young people in the coast are responding to those negative events by choosing substances to get higher levels of pleasure from drugs and not from other healthy adaptive activities? I think that's a question that perhaps he is posing with this comment.